It was pretty arty. Do you see the way that Mark did that? He started up on that TV set up there and came down here. We're getting fancy.
Sharp.
Dave Allen, is he good? I mean, this man is a magnificent raconteur, and not a bad storyteller either.
And you never get tired of him either. You know, I've seen these skits time and time again, and they're wonderful.
Yes, I even have used some of his jokes. I don't tell them as well as he does, but nobody else would either. But they're very effective. And we hope that you enjoy Dave Allen as well. We know you do because we know the ratings are good. You see, we have ways of keeping track. Not devious. Rating systems have gone on for a long time. We know when the audiences are there. We know how many people are watching. We even have kind of an idea of the composition of the audience. And the interesting thing about Dave Allen and about Doctor Who is that the audiences are extremely diverse. In this day and age, we tend to pigeonhole people and say, well, this kind of a program must have a certain audience, this kind of a program must have another kind of audience. And that isn't true. In fact, it's less and less true as people's tastes become broader. And it's been especially true in viewer-supported television. So we know you're out there. We know you enjoy the program. I think you would like it to continue. And if you do, you have that power with your subscription dollars. Call us right now at 588-1111. Toll free if you're out of the 312 area code, 1-800-237-1100. We'll just take about a minute of your time. The operator who answers will ask you for your name and your address, the amount of your subscription. That's up to you, whatever you can afford, whatever you think Channel 11 is worth to you, and they'll ask you how you want to pay for it. If you want to use your check or money order, wait till the information comes to you in the mail with a postpaid envelope into which you can put that check or money order and send it back to us. Want to use your MasterCard, Visa, American Express? We welcome that as well. Just have it with you when you call so we can get the number and the expiration date, and then the whole transaction will be completed in less than a minute. Well, sometimes it takes 90 seconds. Some people write faster than others. Now, Doctor Who will be coming up very shortly. If Monty Python has become legendary on Channel 11, and it has, and if Dave Allen has, and he has, then Doctor Who, all his regenerations have certainly become legendary. When we started it out years ago, we had no idea it would catch on the way it did, and that it would grow the way it did, and that we would continue to carry it because the response of the Who audience has been so great. And so we have promised to buy all the programs we can, the rights to them. We have done that. I announced last week what we are doing, what's new in Doctor Who, and I have this Who news for you now. I'll hold it off for just a couple of seconds while we hear what JoAnn has to say.
Well, I'd just like to thank a few of you that have called. We know sometimes it can be tedious for those of you that have subscribed, but the far majority has not. Anyway, let me take this time to thank Patrick Farmer from Skokie, Charles Hachel from Elgin, Catherine Lisek from Chicago, Carolyn Schmidt from Chicago, Gloria Scott, Chicago, and Ann Shapiro from Evanston, Illinois. Thank you very much for calling. We couldn't do it without you. How do you subscribe? Easy. Call the number that you see on your screen, 588-1111. We've got a lot of operators here waiting to take your call. They're not busy right now. Why don't you keep them busy by calling 588-1111. A couple of freebies for you. When you do call, if you can subscribe at the $40 amount, you will receive in your home the 11 magazine. It is our program guide to the station. It'll keep you up to date on what's going on Channel 11, and you can plan ahead, set your VCR if you want to, if you're not going to be home, and that for $40. For $50, Chicago Magazine every month in your home, along with the 11 magazine as well. For $60, if you can afford that amount, you will receive this WTTW handbag. It's got a little zipper pocket in the front. It's real handy. You can put a lot of things in it. It's a large bag, and most of all, it's got our logo on it so that you can feel proud of the fact that you have supported the station. Let's talk a bit about comedy, since that's what we're watching right now. I took my mom to a comedy theater show yesterday for Mother's Day, and she said, you know, I love it because I love to laugh and I can forget for a while. And Dave Allen, I'm sure, does that for you too, because laughter truly is the best medicine. And here is just a few ways that we've made you laugh. Just watch this. As you can see, we make you laugh in a variety of ways, whether Two Ronnies is your fare, or Monty Python, or Dave Allen. And tomorrow night, you've got to watch Charlie's Aunt. That's on tomorrow night on American Playhouse at 8 o'clock. It's great. You'll love it. But you've got to support these programs. 588-1111, that's the number to call. Now, you may be wondering, how could my one little pledge possibly make the difference? Well, it really does, you see, because Channel 11 is a non-profit, non-commercial station, so take a look at our income picture and you'll see that we receive a small amount of money from the government, about 5% from the federal government and about 3% from the state of Illinois. That's not a whole lot. About 20% comes through foundations and companies which underwrite certain programs we produce or purchase. And then another 13% comes through production contracts. That's mostly the shows we make and distribute to other public television stations across the nation. And then a very small amount comes from a variety of other miscellaneous sources. And the rest, the big portion of that pie, comes directly from you. 57% of our budget comes directly from you, the viewer. So if you like these kinds of programs, if you want to see more comedy, call us. 588-1111, that's the number to call. As you can see by that pie chart, a lot of you are important, and unfortunately, a lot of you haven't called. 9 out of 10 of you who are watching right now haven't subscribed. Be a subscriber. Support this program service. Call us now at 588-1111. Marty?
You're talking about Charlie's Aunt, JoAnn. You remind me of in the dim mists of time when I was in high school at Lane Tech here in Chicago. I was in our theatrical group, which was called the Mask and Shears. Probably still is. And I just missed doing Charlie's Aunt. I got into the next play, an eminently forgettable vehicle called One Wild Night. You see, nobody's ever heard of it. I forgot it myself. But just missed doing Charlie's Aunt, but I saw it, and it was marvelous.
Wonderful. It really is.
At Lane Tech in those days, we couldn't do anything but comedies, because at that time it was an all-boys school. So the boys had to play female parts, which precluded doing anything serious, as you know. Well, enough of history and trivia and my memories. How about your memories? Memories of programs you've seen here on 11, like the Doctor Who programs, which you've been enjoying for many, many years on this station. And they can continue for many, many years more with your subscription. Call us at 588-1111. JoAnn was talking about her mother and Mother's Day, and my mother, I was astonished to find this out. You know, I say we have a broad spectrum of viewers, different kinds of people. When my mother told me she watched Doctor Who, I was flabbergasted. But there she's probably watching right now. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And happy Mother's Day to my wife as well. And congratulations to my daughter, who graduated yesterday. I guess I've covered everything from Northern Illinois. And we have a lot of Doctor Who viewers out there at Northern Illinois University and next door at Northeastern as well. So we talk about 1 person in 10 being a subscriber, and that's true. That's the overall figure. I would venture a guess that among the Doctor Who viewers, that it's easily 2 and maybe 3 out of 10. Just my guess. I have no way of verifying that. It's just the way I feel. But even at that, there are still 70%, even if my guess is right, still 70% of Doctor Who viewers who do not subscribe, and I urge you to do so, even if it's a small amount, even if you're on a limited income. Subscribe with $5 if that's all you can handle. Oh yeah, I want to talk about matching companies, which I neglected to do earlier on. Mea culpa. We have a system, which you may be familiar with at this time, where certain companies and organizations in the Chicago area will match their employees' subscriptions. And you are seeing some of those companies right now. There's a whole long list of them. You'll only see a couple. And if you work for any of these companies, when you call to subscribe, they will match your subscription. You subscribe $50, we'll get $100. Some even double and some even triple the subscription. So if you work for a matching company, you have even that much more incentive to call us and subscribe right now. 588-1111. The Who News, yeah, I want to get to that. For those of you who didn't hear it last week. We currently own all the Doctor Who episodes now available in the United States, which includes 6 doctors: William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, and Colin Baker. We've just purchased the additional Colin Baker episodes, it's getting late, titled Trials of the Time Lord. We have a Doctor Who Who's Who special, which features interviews with all the doctors and clips from their various adventures. Both of these will air in the future. And you know about the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. That is in production now in England, and it will include 14 features. The first 7 will be available in the U.S. early in 1988, and you can bet we will have those for you. So that's the Doctor Who news I gave last week. Earlier tonight, the Fan Tech League of the College of DuPage, I told you that they held a pizza and soda party, raised $200 for a subscription to Channel 11, and they say that it is a memorial for Patrick Troughton, who, as you know, passed away about a month ago. And here is a scholarship fund memorializing Patrick Troughton, which was announced by California State University of Sacramento and the Sacramento Doctor Who Fan Club. So there's a whole lot of good things going on. And we hope you'll become part of it, because there are a whole lot of good things going on here on Channel 11, 17 hours a day, 365 days a year, and none of it would be possible if it were not for our subscribers. Some tonight: Monmed Kamal of Chicago, Edward and Judith Wynn out in Oak Park, Patrick Mulcahy of Glen Ellen is a new subscriber tonight, Don Fessenden III of Schaumburg, Leola Dans, Chicago, Charles Vick of Arlington Heights, new subscriber, C.K. McCluster of Barrington, Lisa Carell of Oak Park, and many more. On behalf of myself and everybody at the station, of JoAnn, all our volunteers, Danny, who's our floor director tonight, and Mark Niederkorn, who's directing, and Steve Norman, who's producing, and everybody else at the station, we thank all of you who have subscribed. We urge you to continue watching and see how well Channel 11 does for you, and we urge those of you who haven't done it, make the move tonight. We're going to stick around in the studio for a while. 588-1111, our toll-free number is in operation. If you get up at 3 in the morning, finally decide you want to do it then. Thank you. Good night. Stay tuned for Doctor Who, Part 2 of The Green Death. I almost forgot.